Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I welcome you in my virtual class today that's made for class 10th subject English. So since there is COVID-19 pandemic which has spread across the globe and it has restricted students, teachers and all other people within their homes, so this is not possible now to stay in touch physically, but in these circumstances the only option that's left with us is we have to make use of these virtual classes. So I have also begun this today to explain certain important things that are in your syllabus through these online classes, these virtual classes. So today I have started a concept, a topic that is narration, which is in class 10th for English grammar, and this is also in your syllabus. So I will divide this narration in certain fragments, and we will discuss it in 3 or 4 or 5 classes, and each class will be of not more than 10 minutes. So first of all, we need to know what this narration is all about. So narration literally means to narrate or to tell. For this, there are 2 ways to tell something. If somebody else, for example, a person, Akram, he tells you something. If Akram says, I am ill, he tells you this, so he can tell you, I am ill. But if you want to tell the same thing, what Akram has told you to somebody else, now if you go to somebody else, for example, Sergeant, and you have to change a few words so that this will become understandable. If you will tell the sergeant the same words what Akram has told you, that I am ill, it will look funny because you are not ill, Akram is ill. So you have to say that Akram says or Akram said that he was ill. He was ill. So what I have done here, so Akram said, I am ill. Akram said, I am ill. So these are the actual words of Akram which I have quoted, and I have put these words in inverted commas. So we call it direct speech. We call it direct speech when we quote the exact words of the speaker. Now, when I explained it, when I narrated it to Sajid, I told him Akram said that he was ill. So I have made a few changes. Instead of this comma, you see I have written that, and I am ill was changed into he was ill. So I changed into he, so it means there is a change of pronoun. I am ill changed into he was ill, it was in the present tense, and it changed into past tense. So there is a change of pronoun, there is a change of tense, and there are certain other changes that we need to undertake while changing a direct speech into indirect speech. So I can simply say that this narration, this can be either in the form of, you can narrate things either in direct speech or in indirect speech. Direct speech or in indirect speech. So whatever you hear from someone, you can change it into indirect speech and narrate it to someone else. But while changing this direct speech into indirect speech, we need to make certain changes that we need to understand first. So what are the changes that are required to take place that we need to consider while changing direct speech into indirect speech? So number 1 change, that is change of pronoun. Pronouns are changed. While changing direct speech into indirect speech, we change pronoun. Number 1. Number 2, we change the tense. While changing direct speech into indirect speech, we change the tense. And number third, there are certain words or there are certain phrases that also change while we change direct speech into indirect speech. So let us explain, let us try to understand these things, this change of pronoun, change of tense, and change of these words or phrases one by one. So, for example, I will write a sentence here. Number one, he says, I am ill. He says, I am ill. So, when I write this sentence, first of all, we should understand that this sentence has clearly two parts. So, and these two parts are separated by a comma. See, he says is one part and I am ill is another part of this sentence, and this is separated by a comma. So, the part or the words that are enclosed, that are kept in the bracket, in these inverted commas, this part is called reported speech. This part is called reported speech. And this he says, this part which is not put in the inverted commas, it's without that, so this is called a reported verb. This is called a reported verb. And if we write any narration in this style where we have quoted the exact words of the speaker, so such a style is called as direct speech.